I really need to study for this exam in the morning. I've barely even scratched the surface. You're so right. I think I need to pull an all-nighter. Hey, so what'd you get for number 3 on the practice test? You might be wondering why student 2 fell asleep so quickly, while student 1 could stay awake for hours. While one person is energized, another could crash quickly after drinking caffeine. The same principle applies to medications. One drug can work wonders for someone, but can cause side effects and even no effect at all on someone else. Well, pharmacogenomics explains how genetic differences influence the way we react to medicine. Studying how our genetic differences influence these responses helps create more personalized and effective treatments. So, how does pharmacogenomics work? Well, let's start with the basics. When you take medicine, your body has to 1, break it down, and 2, transport it to where it's needed. All of our bodies have different ways of doing this process based on our genetic makeup. Some genes act like instructions for making transporters, which are like little gatekeepers that control how substances enter and leave our cells. Drugs work by attaching themselves to receptors, which is a fancy way of saying drug transporting cells that live on the surface of proteins. Our DNA decides how many and what kind of receptors our bodies have. The 2 major receptors are SLC transporters, which help bring things into the cell, and APC transporters, which push things out. Sometimes the instructions, which are our genes, for making these transporters can be a little different from person to person. These differences can make the transporters work faster, slower, or not as well. Some people may need a higher dose of a drug or a lower dose, or just a different medication in general. So, why does pharmacogenomics matter anyway? If a medicine doesn't get into a cell well enough, it might not work properly. But if too much medicine builds up, it can cause side effects or even harm. This is one reason why people sometimes need different amounts of the same medication for it to work properly. This field helps us understand that when it comes to medicine, one size does not fit all.